Hello, everyone. My name is Lylena Estabin, and I wrote the book, music, and lyrics for my show Dreamland Diner, a modern-day retelling of the popular story of Laban, Rachel, and Jacob from the Bible. In one of my favorite musicals, Fiddler on the Roof, it's referred to as a cautionary tale to never trust an employer, while others consider it a tale of love overcoming all odds. Over winter break, God called me to write this show to explore the themes of love and ambition that the story has to offer at its core, and the often overlooked fact that many of the characters in the Bible are just as broken as we are today, and how that human brokenness in the past and present can often hurt those we love. Tonight, Christian, Amechi, Jasmine, and I have read and sung through a few of the scenes for all of you. So, without further ado, please enjoy our performance of Dreamland Diner. Thank you. Laban,
Jacob, is that you?
of course.
I hardly recognize you. Boy, stand back so I can look at you. My, how you've grown.
I should hope so. I haven't seen you since I was about 8.
Has it really been that long? I swear, there aren't enough days in the year. Come on, why don't you take a seat? So what brings you down here?
To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure yet. St. Louis is great and all, but it doesn't feel like home. At least, not like Kansas City always did.
Let's get you something to eat. Rachel.
I had a job with this advertising company. Mom and Dad loved that, seeing me go to work in a suit, stopping home when I could, and flashing the cufflinks. But when I walk around up there, it all feels like a show, you know? Like I'm dressed up in somebody else's clothes, trying to be something I'm not.
Jacob Myers, is that you?
Rachel!
It's been ages since I've seen you.
Almost 10 years. Can you believe it?
How's your mom?
Doing all right. She and Dad say hello to the both of you. You look amazing, Rachel.
Covered in sweat and grease. I'd hate to see the kind of girls they've been sticking on you in St. Louis. Either that or your tastes have dwindled. Speaking of taste, you still like pickles on your burger? Let me cook you something up.
Oh, you don't need to.
Please, it's no trouble at all. What a nice surprise.
She's the light of my life. Lately, she's been the light of this diner too.
Business been slow?
The snails will call it slow. I call it non-existent. Even if people did start coming in, I don't know how we'd be able to handle them with things always breaking. Don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not as young as I used to be. It's harder to get to everything.
Maybe I could help.
Oh, no.
I mean it. Now back home, I grabbed the first high-paying job that would take me, but I don't want to make the same mistake here. Consider it a favor. Give me something to work on and somewhere to stay while I'm figuring everything out. What do you say?
It's not that I don't want you or couldn't use you, Jacob, but we're barely making ends meet as it is. I can't afford to pay you what you're used to or what you deserve.
I've got savings to last me a while, and if you house me and feed me, that'll cover most expenses.
You sure you want to spend your free time here?
Maybe it's what's left of the gray suits talking, but let's make a deal.
What do you mean?
What's a date with your daughter worth?
My Rachel? Why do you want to date with her?
Well, with her working in the kitchen all the time, you probably haven't noticed, but she's grown into a very beautiful woman. Not to mention, I had a little bit of a crush on her when we were in grade school together.
Jacob, she's my daughter.
How much?
There's a leak upstairs, the oven in the kitchen keeps breaking down, and a couple of these tables are starting to come loose.
All right.
If you can fix all of that and get at least 50 people in here a day for the whole week, then I'll let you take my daughter out to dinner.
You've got yourself a deal.
You look mighty happy.
I promise you will be too. I've got to pick up a few things, but I'll be back tonight. And make sure you keep your calendar clear next Saturday night. We're going to have a great time.
Dad, what's he talking about?
I sort of made a deal. He and I
What?
made a bit of a deal.
What kind of deal?
We need some help around here, and He was willing to do some work and get us some more customers in exchange for a date with you.
Dad!
It's one date, Rachel. This is a man with experience at building businesses, and we're about a hair away from completely collapsing.
It never stopped us before. We've always gotten through hard times.
This is different. Besides, going on a date with a man won't do you any harm. It's not like he's some kind of stranger.
I can't believe you.
It's only if he can get it done. Look, I'm sorry. Do you think this is how I imagined us living, scraping by day? Your hands cracked with no security and no future?
The future has always worried about itself for us.
Don't you see how that's gone for us so far? I've never meant for it to be like this. Don't you see?
This old diner on the corner of 3rd and Main with one good fryer and an oven that always breaks. She's a good reminder of the life I dreamed we'd make. A dream that still keeps me awake. Can't you see it, Rachel? Can't you see it? As clear as daylight, loud as the bell ringing in my ears. You should hear the things they foretell, as sweet as honey on my lips. So close I could almost taste it, the good that could come of this.
Of all the things you could have done,
If you really don't want to, I can call it off.
so I can make my father poor and a liar, the damage is already done.
When your mom and I bought this, it was a boarded up old shack. We worked for years and years to bring the life back. Sometimes I reminisce on all the hope we had. How could something so pure be so bad? As clear as daylight, loud as the bell ringing in my ears, saying maybe there's more than this hell, like warm sweet honey on my lips, so close I could almost taste it, the good that could come of this, the good that could come of this. Oh.
Jacob?
For heaven's sake, woman, you could have just said hello.
How did you get in? Why are you here?
I had some work to do before the diner opened. I figured I would get an early start. What are you doing here?
I'm calling my dad to tell him that you broke in and nearly scared me to death.
Broke in? Rachel, he gave me a key.
Oh. Well, still, you have no business being in here this early.
I do too. If I'm going to get at least 50 people in here today, I can't have the tables coming loose.
You fix the tables?
Yep. And I figured we couldn't risk that oven breaking down again in all that traffic. I almost figured it out before you tried to give me a concussion.
50 people?
That's what the deal was. You're not mad about that, are you? Yeah, I was thinking it over last night and thought you might be.
The both of you acted like a couple of pigs, and it pains me to insult a pig like that, but I don't know how else to call it.
Look, I'm sorry, but
You don't even like me.
yes, I do.
Now you're a liar and a pig.
What?
If you liked me, you would have asked me on a date like a normal person instead of making a bet for me with my dad like I'm some kind of prize.
Well, you are a prize. Not like that, though.
You're an ass.
One animal at a time, please. My head still kind of hurts from the oven incident. I couldn't have asked you out like that.
Why not?
For starters, you love your dad and your dad loves you too much to let you go, so you'd either say yes to be polite and then never call me back, or say no outright, so I figured I would just skip that part with this deal. Now, your dad doesn't feel like he's losing you, he feels like he's making a transaction.
Oh, wow, so impressive. I don't know why you left your job in St. Louis and if you were just going to be a snake in Kansas City too.
Again with the animals. I was just a man selling other people's dreams before I decided I would finally leave. I can make the suit and tie work fine enough for me, but it's just working. It's not who I'm meant to be. When opportunity comes knocking, I'm not gonna close the door, just because it might take a little extra time and some chores. Forgive me being forward, but if it's a man you're looking for, honey, I've made up my mind that I'm yours. Name your price, name the place and time, I'll be there, ready to see it through. Honey, I'm willing to work for you. Sacrifice, just for a shot at your paradise. Nothing I wouldn't do. Honey, I'm willing to work for you. You know it's true. Honey, I'm willing to work. When we were kids, do you remember how we played under the streetlights?
I remember you tricking your way out of some sort of street fight.
It just didn't feel right.
I know you've got the smarts, but I'm wondering if you're in the right kind of headspace.
I'd never disgrace you. Look me dead in my face. Give me a chance, girl. That's all I'm asking you to do before you bid this poor businessman adieu. Name your price, name the place and time, I'll be there, ready to see it through. Honey, I'm willing to work for you. Sacrifice, just for a shot at your paradise. Nothing I wouldn't do. Honey, I'm willing to work for you. Oh, don't you know it's true? Honey, I'm willing to work for you.
Get back in the kitchen. See if you can get that stove fixed before we open.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, and get ready. They should be getting here as soon as we open.
There's something fishy about this whole thing, but I can't put a finger on it. You'd think by now they'd be out looking for a pair of rings, but they can't seem to go about it. 1 minute they're flying high, and the next thing you know there's a business to grow. When I decide to settle down, there won't be any strings, not if I have a say about it. But I guess love doesn't always work out the way you planned it to. I guess no one but God can really see the horizon's end. I guess love isn't always flowers, then dating, then she says I do. I guess the best love stories always got a weird twist to them. A weird twist to them. There's something funny about this whole thing, but I can't put a finger on it. Grew up together, now putting off their forever tragic love like all of the poets want it. But I guess they seem happy enough now that their stories left that old purgatory. And I hope that they find happiness however they please. Seems to me a new age is dawning. I guess love doesn't always work out the way you plan it to. I guess one, but God can really see the horizon's end. I guess love isn't always flowers, then dating, then she says I do. I guess the best love stories always got a weird twist to them. A weird twist to them.
Jacob, Rachel's not here right now, if that's who you're looking for.
No, actually, I'm here to see you. I've been doing some thinking, and I think I'm ready to find a new job.
A new job?
Yeah, things are going well for your business here and for the franchises. I think maybe it's time to strike out on my own and stop leeching off of you.
You're not leeching. You're part of this operation too.
Leia's is your dream, and seeing you grab a hold of it just reminds me why I moved back out here. I need to find my dream too. Things between Rachel and I are getting serious, and I need to pave out my own pathway. And I can't do that if I stay on here as much as I've liked working for you.
You want freedom? I got freedom for you. Take a look.
What's this?
2 diners. Brand new expansions completely under your supervision. All you have to do is sign.
Laban.
Come on, Jacob. You know we've got a good thing going here.
Let's think bigger. I know you felt it too. You got some vigor. But can you see this through? We could take this higher. Really build up something new. We could have our every desire. But now it's up to you. My wife passed away and I had a daughter to raise. I thought that every chance that I slipped away. Then Jacob, you walked through that door. Now suddenly everything in this business is so much more prosperous. It's so wondrous. Can't you see it, Jacob? Can't you see it? As clear as daylight, loud as the bell. They once saw me near them. They once made my heart swell. I once dreamed of honey, just one chance to soar. You're the chance that I prayed for, Jacob. Together we could do so much more.
You said this was temporary, till I could get back on my feet. This idea is a Hail Mary at best. You're ruined if you end in defeat.
The last few months have shown me that you can make this dream come true. You can be your own boss after we take off. I can see it, why can't you? As clear as crystal or a diamond ring. Money like we've never known, glory like we've never seen, as rich as chocolate, as warm as wine. So near I could almost taste it. We could be top of the line. Stick with me, kid. We're in for quite a ride. To that dreamland in my mind.
I guess love doesn't always work out the way you planned it to. I guess no one but God can really see the horizon's end. I guess love isn't always something you feel. Sometimes it's a thing you do.
I guess the best love stories always got a weird twist to them. A weird twist to them.
had magic in his fingertips, like nothing I'd ever seen before. I think that I knew when I saw him I'd be his, and how could I ask for anything more? But if you told me he would make me leave a life behind, I'd like to think I'd turn and walk away. But standing here, nothing at all feels clear. I lose a father if I go, I lose a husband if I stay. Dreamland, what have you done to me? All of the money, it wasn't worth losing my family. Heaven, send down your mercy on the men with ambition to wreck their own lives, all for a little glory. I'd rather have nothing than that dreamland and a nightmare inside me. If I have a son one day, I hope he'll be content with all the love that I can give. I hope he'll be patient and that he'll be honest and wise enough to know when to forgive. But none of that changes what I've got to do right now. Why did it come to this and how? Dreamland, what have you done to me? All of the money, it wasn't worth losing my family. Heaven, send down your mercy on the men that I love and the wrong that they've done, all for a little glory. I'd rather have nothing than that dreamland and a nightmare inside me. I could be ambitious too if I wanted. I could rush through the people and finish what I started. I could rush through and take them down before they saw it coming. At the end of the day, would it even mean something? Dreamland, what have you done? Are you happy? Yeah, one. Heaven, send down your mercy on the men that I love, always fighting for something, never trusting. I'd rather have nothing than that dreamland nightmare inside me.
Rachel, it's time to go.